I'm a musicologist. Okay. Graduated from Wafo College of Education.
Okay.
And an entrepreneur. And most importantly, I'm a Christian.
What actually happened?
Wow. Okay. We thank God for that. Anyways, sometimes God is so good that even when He finishes, I listened to a song by New Generation. It said, "Great physician. When He heals, there is no scar left." So sometimes when He's done with you, you would even find it hard to pinpoint the things you've gone through. Like He clears it all.
The pain,
the pain and everything. So I think I would share as much as I can remember. Okay, it was 2018, 24th of May 2018 at exactly, okay, I can't really say the time, but it should be within the hours of 10 and 11 a.m. in the morning. So on a Thursday. So I had gone to fill the gas, came back home, and realized it wasn't working like it was before I went to refill. So in the course of that, there was this leakage. But one funny thing is, or one dangerous thing about the whole thing is that I didn't perceive it. I was having a nasal congestion, so I didn't perceive anything to say, oh, there's gas on, there's a leakage somehow, so I shouldn't strike the stuff. So, but unknown to me, I struck it was an automatic gas burner. I struck, and then boom, the whole kitchen was on fire. Just like we are seeing lights now, I was just seeing blue flame just all over the kitchen, and that was just the only thing I'm seeing. And then the next thing I'm hearing, the sound I'm hearing is just like a spark, the sound of fire burning something. So, and then it was so I can't explain it. But one funny thing is, while that was burning, I wasn't bothered about myself, if I was going to die or if I was going to burn to ashes and all that. The only thing in my mind was, is this how I'm going to burn down someone's house?
Oh my God. You're not even thinking about yourself.
I'm not thinking about myself. I don't know. Most times God helps you to a point that what matters to others it doesn't matter to you.
Yeah.
Yes, and then the welfare of others is that's somehow my kind of person. So I was wondering, is this how someone's house is going to go down just like that on my account? No, I shouldn't be a product of bad news. Then I forgot to mention that the kitchen was very small, very, very small, that two persons can comfortably stay in the kitchen. No those students like
hostel,
yes, lodges and all that. So I don't know, the door was locked. For me to be comfortable, I had to lock the door to be able to free the kitchen. So
you locked the door?
Yes, I locked the door. Well, not like it was bolted, but I shut it. Let me just use the word shut. So, and it was hard opening the door. My hands were already getting burnt, so, and slippery already. So trying to open the door is almost impossible. So why that thought
it's painful too.
You won't feel the pain then.
Oh my God.
No, you won't feel the pain then.
Because you're trying to survive already.
Yes, your mind, like the whole, it's just like an accident. So your system is not yet, relaxed to pick what is happening around. So I didn't feel any pain at first. So it was just like about 2 minutes later. So while that was happening, the door refused to open. How the Lord opened, I don't know. I don't know. And then immediately the door opened, the fire ceased. Then let me start from that testimony.
You mean the door opened and the fire ceased?
Yes. Why I don't know how the door opened. I don't know how I can't remember if it was the opener or if there was an opener. Sorry. So while the door opened, the fire stopped. So while I was shouting fire, fire, neighbors thought, oh, God help Nigeria. Neighbors thought it was Nepalite.
Jesus.
God help Nigeria.
Can you imagine?
Neighbors thought it was Nepalite, and
but how do you merge Nepalite with fire?
You know why that doesn't mean that another is.
Oh my God.
So that was the compliment I received when I came out. So funny enough, or rather, another thing that would have made the case was my generator was on.
Jesus.
Full to the tank, full to the brim. And then there's another reserve of, I don't like buying 2 liters. I like buying enough fuel so that I know that before I would go back to the fuel station, I would have to take time. I don't like. I actually learned that from my mother to buy things in stock. So I had the gen on and I had that extra fuel there too. So
and those things were around.
No, they were outside.
Okay.
They were outside. So then my main door, the entrance to my house, was also locked too. And then it's also it's a metal door, also locked. So when I got off from the other one, the fire ceased. So it was easier for me to. I can't remember how the second door opened. How I opened, I don't know. All I know is that when you're fighting for your life,
everything that you see is just
nothing is. You just. So that was the first phase of the incident. How God helped us, and finally we came out of the burning furnace. We came out of it, and then.
So now, how your neighbors, at what point did they come out?
They came out at the point where I came out. So not like someone came out to help. They came out at the point I came out. And if they had not come out, possibly I would have gone to the hospital without anybody knowing that something like that happened. Because I'm this kind of person that, why will I bother you with my stress? You might have your own. So since we all have the Lord to help us, let Him keep helping us. If He brings you to help, we thank Him and then thank you too. So that was it. That was the first phase of how God helped us.
Now, on getting to the hospital, what was in your mind?
All right.
Aside the pain, because yes, what was on your mind? Because I can imagine, what was in your mind?
All right, that's the second phase. On getting to the hospital, God help Nigeria.
Amen.
I went to 3 different hospitals.
That same day.
That same day. The first was, should I mention the name?
Don't worry.
Let you not be as if I'm running down some people's business. But if you know your business is not up to standard, please upgrade. Most especially when it has to do with health, food, and people's life. All right, so I got to the first one, and then they couldn't do anything. And funny enough, they wanted the money. They knew it was a big case and it was going to bring money. So they kept me there.
Without any medical attention?
They just gave me one anesthesia, which wasn't really working. I don't know. God created me in a way that it's almost impossible for drugs to work on me. It's almost impossible. So they injected me with some anesthesia that wasn't really working, and then that was and then a little first aid, and then normal saline. That's That was just it. So when my church came around, and my family and my church came around, so my family insisted we leave there immediately. That place cannot handle this. Of course, we were fighting for life, so we didn't start checking. We were just reaching out for the nearest hospital. So we left there to the second place. The second place they were frank enough to tell us we can handle it for today, but we don't have the firepower to finish through the period of time we stayed in the hospital. So they referred us to the third place, which is the second place was St. Paul's Hospital, somewhere along O2 here in the city of Onitsha. And then the second place I was referred to was Anambra State Teaching Hospital in Okaka, yes. So that was where we finished. So on getting to the hospital, although there was pain, the process of tearing out the burnt part and cutting up some stuff, I was chatting with the doctors. I should be, they have died though. No, you wouldn't know, like if you didn't see the burn, you will not know that I'm the one that gathered almost half of the brethren and the music ministers in Onitsha and environment to the hospital. You won't know I'm the one. So because I was chatting and you can't, approach me crying.
Was it fate or was it fate that made you act like that?
Will I say that's just me? I don't. Why will I don't like being that part pitied part. And then another thing about me is that if you must be around me, if you must be part of my life, I must not be the reason why you should shed tears or you should be in unhappy or anything like that. If you must be around me, my life must impact you to a point that you of course I'm born of God and I have the Spirit of God in me, and then of course I should be producing peace. Yes. So at first I was like, I told the doctors, people know I only have 14 days with you. The first doctor I told that looked at me and said, people that have your case don't normally survive 5 days.
Wow.
It was a second degree burn from head to my ankle point.
Like from your hair?
From hair.
Whoa.
To my ankle.
Whoa.
So people that have your case don't survive 5 days. So let's finish the 5 days first. We will know if you stay up to 14 days or more. I was like, I've saved my own. Let's go now. Let's see how it is. This person that was saying this was wrapped from, they couldn't wrap my face because there's no way to wrap the face. So they left the face open, but I was wrapped from here down, like Lazarus. Lazarus in the Bible. So the case was intense. I was feeling the pain. There is enough pain to feel, of course. You should give me enough reason to say like 2, 3, 4 months out of faith. So boy, I told them 14 days, and the response I was getting from the doctors was negative. I will not blame them. It's what they are trying to do. That's their profession. They've seen cases less and more than mine.
So they were judging from other experience they have had before.
Thank you. From their profession. So, but one thing I reached out for, I was like, God, while I was lying down, God, I've said 14 days. It's too short. And it's against medical experiences and all that. I just need a word from you to confirm this. Not quite long, I got a call from my pastor, Pastor Matthew Daniel. God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir. I love you, sir. I got a call from him, and then I was surprised because it was posted newly to the station, and
Downhead the story.
and download the story. Like I was like, you shouldn't know everybody right now. So he called me by name, and then I was like, wow. So I picked a word from his prayer. He said, God will do the impossible. Immediately I heard that God will do the impossible. I picked it. And then I joined it with the impossible day. I gave to myself 14 days.
Wow.
So the journey started day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First 1 week, first 7 days.
Now, let me come in. Now, during those days, did you have doubt in your heart towards the things you're giving yourself?
Well, at some point, the pain can make you think, overthink, underthink.
Do everything
about thinking. But I can't really remember giving up on the date. I remember I kept holding on to that date I gave to myself. Did I ever think of giving up? The thought came, but did I accept it? No. So it's normal for you to think of giving up, but it's abnormal for you to accept giving up. So I thought of, let me just, medically they were doing all they were doing, and then it was going fine. So, but it's, my life at that point was in my hand. If I had just, God, unto your hand I commit my soul, that would have been all.
But you have this awareness that whatever happens now is based on your decisions.
Yes. So I didn't subscribe to it. I was feeling the pain. I was feeling hot and cold at the same time. Intense hot and intense cold at the same time. At a point that you're covered with something cold. Immediately they are covering it. Hot. The person covering you just won't be confused. Should I cover you or should I? Alright, so while going through those phases and all that was something else. You don't need to miss heaven. That was as painful and as bad as my case was. It's a rehearsals compared to what will happen in hell. So please don't miss heaven. Don't miss heaven. The fire in hell is more. It's more. It's more. So while that was happening, first 1 week, it was as if nothing was going on well, and they contemplated amputating my right hand. They said it was infected, their own. So while the contemplation, not mine, while the contemplation was going on, they didn't tell me. My family didn't tell me. My friends around didn't tell me. They were like, don't tell him, let him come out of the. And I'm not the kind of person that God helped me to a point that I appreciate God for the gift of men being around, but I'm a kind of person that can withstand pain alone without getting to disturb people and all that. Yes, I can just be going through one thing, shut the door, and when I'm coming out as a lion. So in times of pain and all that, some point I'll be chewing my cord. I'll just be chewing my cord and just, so most of these times they're like, he's going through a lot of thoughts and all that.
But you were cool if
in me, I was just, oh God, thank you. I have this mindset, no matter how bad a case or situation is, brother, it has an end. It has an end.
Very true.
Psalms chapter 46. The scripture was letting us know that though the mountains be taken to the middle of the sea. And then, though the earth, I've forgotten how it went on and on, but I know the scripture, I know the verse. The Bible was trying to say that no matter how bad or how turned around, oh dear Lord, we have a God that is always capable of changing the situation.
Yeah.
We have a God that is. So what is required of you is there a trust at all in you going towards Him? If there is a trust, no matter how small it is, if there is a faith, and no matter how small, you're coming out strong. So those 7 days, the first 7 days passed, the second set of the 14 days came, the last 7 days. Day 13, day 12, within day 12, day 13, I stood up. I stood up and the wound started healing. The wound started healing. The coverings, there was no need to cover again. I was on drip, steady drip, no removing and all that. Like, as this one is coming to an end, another one is coming with sets of injection.
No, sir. I'm not trying to cut short.
Right.
Those 7 days, you made mention they wanted to.
Yes, that was within the last set of the 7 days.
So when you heard that, how did you react?
They told me towards the time we were leaving the hospital.
And they wanted you.
That the doctors were, because this one was taking this other parts, including this hand, healed faster. And being that this was the hand closer to the fire, it had a whole lot of bone, and it was taking time to heal. It was just going against medical this thing and all that. So the only suggestion they had for their hand was to remove their hand. All right. So
this God is faithful. This God is faithful.
So the getting to that, the 12, the 13, the coverings, the bandages were removed. The new skin started coming out. And I think when they did the 12 on 14th, I had this crazy brother, Amy Sachs. Amy Sachs was like, Frank, there's this program we started planning before this accident. You must be in that program anyhow. You must be in that program anyhow. Let me also use the opportunity to appreciate those that were there for me. I don't even know most of them. Alright, I don't even know most of them. My family, Director Nonisas of New Age Music School and New Age Music Studios. Miracle Chimamanda, she was also there. Then Miss Praise which was there too. God bless you all. So God bless you all. My church, you need to belong to a church. Don't tell me that you are just online. You need to belong to a church. You need to be serving them.
So your church was part of your support system.
They were there. My family was there. Then my team, that's the New Age, they were there. Night First was also there. That's the fellowship I was serving in school. They were also there. So I had a whole lot of support that overwhelmed me.
No, sir, let me ask you, how did this affect your spiritual life, your walk with God? Most times, like the case of Job, you're very close to Job. Yeah, why I said so is, fire is one of the things that you don't even dare get close to it because it's very painful. So the whole situation, how close did your relationship with God? How close did it go?
Having been discharged exactly on the 14th day, on getting to realize that, wait. I said 14 days, and then I was discharged on the 14th day. Whoa, God, wait. Let's talk about it. Are you really like this?
Wow.
So sometimes you're moved to faith to do some things, but there's sometimes that God will do some things that will surprise your surprise. Like you are like, I was expecting.
I can say this and
although it's not because I said, but because He's merciful.
Wow.
So having gone, like seeing Him do those things and make everything work out fine for His glory, I had to like, what else am I living for? So even if I had another plan of another kind of life, or that maybe I've had before, that's another testimony on its own. I like that's brought me closer to God. That made me to realize that there is a God that can save, that can help, that can be there for you, even when there is a conclusion from humans. So.
See, a lot of viewers, I know you are watching us and I know you've been inspired a lot by his story. Don't say this. Don't lose faith. Don't give up on God. I'm here, I'm like, God. I'm just like, I'm imagining if I was the one on the scene. I don't want to experience that.
You will not be the
one. Okay, sir. Thank God for your life. I'm so happy. This is a story people need to hear on a daily basis because a lot of things are happening these days.
Yes.
And most of the time, when you stay back, the devil will not shut the arrow of depression, and you're like, God, I'm the only one here.
That actually came, when I came out. Prior to that, in school, I was part of the hottest, brethren in school, and I served under the paramilitary system, so I was exposed to bodybuilding and then keeping and so then I was full, so everybody's like, so it's when you come close that, and I don't really like nothing up and all that. It's when you come close and maybe with your own side of story, God bless you, how you doing? Wow, praise Jesus. You now know that no, it's not a good area for them. So after the incident, most of the people that appreciated me steps back. So you're walking around at the initial stage when I left the hospital. My body wasn't like this. All right, the body wasn't like this. It was worse than. Of course, you should know how you should have a scar after burn. You know how it feels like. So in the early stage, most people are trying to not to touch you, or for you not to touch them. That's enough. You're like,
we used to know before.
What is this? People are like that. So that led to a partial depression. But having to knowing who you are and then having the right persons to speak to around you is also of vital importance. It was easier for me to come out. So at some point I was wearing a fake tattoo. At that point, people were not still, they were not okay. People were not okay with some who don't know the reason behind the fake tattoo. The fake tattoo were like, why would this one go and draw rubbish all over his hand and all that? So when I got tired of all those, what people had to think and all that, I stopped the fake tattoo. I stopped covering, I stopped wearing long sleeve. I started coming out plain. I started wearing short sleeve, and I don't care what you say. All right, you don't know.
Yes,
you don't know what I've been through. You don't know what God did for me. It's for me, not for you. All right, it's not for you. It's for me. So I had to come out, and I was free. I prefer, even up to now, I prefer short sleeve to long sleeve. See the scar. See the scar. If you have sense, join me to thank God. If you don't have sense, it's your own game. It's not my business. All right. So it was that, like the aspect of depression, and now we're here.
We're going to end this show like this. I want you to, experience sometimes helps you communicate to the soul of people. And when you are speaking to their soul, because it's coming out from the depths of your heart. your spirit have witnessed it. I want you to talk to somebody that is going through a hard time. Not just a hard time, somebody that feel that God has abandoned you. So I want you to, talk to that person and tell him that there's still hope.
Wow. Okay. I did tell you that not up to a week we left the hospital. My friends were around, so they turned the gen on, and then the reserved fuel was placed directly to the exhaust of the generator, which melted the exhaust, the hotness melted the gallon, and then fuel started spilling. Please, can you calculate fuel not lighting with anything that looks like fire? No, you can't. You can't. So that's enough to say, God, what's going on? Is another one about to happen where we are just coming out from another one, not up to a week, not up to 4 days. Let me just leave it that 1 week. So, see, let me tell you, that thing you're going through, do you know that it did not start with you in life? It started at some point. It has time. It's timed. It's time. As a matter of fact, the earlier you rise up and neglect, you rise up and forget about whatever that is going, you're feeling the pain, yes, right? The earlier you realize that, see, this thing can end, so life continues. The latest slang is we move. The earlier you rise up and move, the better for you. That's some kind of therapy that helps your mindset. One of the things they did that helped me was music therapy too. I had my friends around playing the guitar, Angelic Favor playing the guitar, and then Favor Bianwon, UD Praise, they were there singing, and then sometimes I joined. Talking about the program, the minister's program, I ministered from the hospital. And people didn't know that the person singing was singing from the hospital. So having a mindset that is different from what you're going through goes a long way.
Mindset that is different from what
you're going through.
That you're coming out strong from that.
Yes. So please, what you're going through, the pain you're going through is not the end. It's not the end of it all. There is a God that is always able, capable, and is reliable to help you. If you can just trust Him a little bit, you'll come out of it. As a part of being a source of encouragement to people out there, you don't know what people are going through. People are going through a lot. The song came. I got a song some time ago from the Lord, and then it's geared towards encouragement. It's titled the Sound of Hope. You need to listen to that song. It gets towards encouraging, building your faith up to be strong, to know that actually an end is coming to that thing you're going through.
So please search for the song. You can get the song on our website, gospeltori.com. I know you are blessed. I know you are encouraged. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channels, and if by any means you have a story that you would love to share to the world, please you can call us or you can send us a message. Okay, thank you very much for being part of the show. So I won't get to our viewers.
Thank you for patiently listening to my story. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your time. Give it to Gospeltori. Please subscribe.
Yeah.
Share. Subscribe. Share.
Share. Thank you very much.
Thank you.